Hi, today I'm joined by Thomas, our Chief Data Officer and also Chief AI Officer, in a chat about AI here at Syngenta. Welcome, Thomas.
Thank you, Caroline. Very much looking forward.
Me too. Let's see where the conversation goes.
Absolutely.
Let me start with the first obvious question. We've been doing AI for many years at Syngenta. Tell me a little bit, or tell our crowd a little bit, about some of the good work we've been doing.
So very, very happy to. I see AI as the nervous system of agriculture these days. Right? So AI plays everywhere, wherever we touch growing our food. We start even beyond the fields at home in our labs at Syngenta when we do our research and development, using AI to develop products better. But then, of course, AI very much happens out there in the fields to understand what is the best practice to apply on the field, how to grow food best and most safely, and how to optimize the yield for essentially feeding the whole planet.
Yeah, which is very much part of one of our key goals as farmers feeding the world, and AI is really playing a role.
Absolutely, a massive one, and I think you cannot do this without AI anymore going forward. So much is already being impacted, and this is exploding, like where AI is exploding in any other area as well. And just because of AI being so well hyped, say, it's really helpful that it sheds a light now on agriculture, because traditionally agriculture has been seen very much as a dirty job, and I think it is important to really show more of the tech impact that we are bringing to agriculture as a whole.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And in the conversation before, you're asking me about whether AI would change jobs in the company. I mean, you know for sure it does change jobs. It doesn't necessarily eliminate jobs, but jobs are becoming different. The work that we do even in the offices, we're using different tools to get to information faster and quicker. But in the fields, it's also very different as well. So do you also see it changing jobs dramatically?
I see a massive change in also how you do your job, in particular in the first place, because almost every job, or literally every job, will be better if you complement this with AI. I see very much human and AI teams together in the center of where the future of work is heading. Right? No AI alone will be great. Right? For most of the cases that we're working on, we always need human oversight, and we always need the human emotional intelligence. We also need human judgment for all the high stakes decisions that we take. But all these human activities are better when we use AI to do them well.
Yeah, so it's that augmentation, and I would agree. I mean, there's most definitely a human touch always going to remain in business. You need the heart, you need the human. There's ethics to consider,
absolutely.
Judgment. And yes, we can take the data, but we can't just take it at face value. We have to have that critical analysis of the data to understand it. So we really have to ensure that we don't have like the skills atrophy, it's called, losing skills because we're defaulting only. We need to maintain that capability, even though if we're not doing it because AI is simplifying our jobs and making it quicker. But if we lose the skill, then we lose that sort of criticality of review, which I think is going to be even more important than it has ever been.
Exactly. And AI can actually even help us build our skills more if we use it right. But the risk is real, that you say, right? So do you see this on the market, and when we're hiring, how do you see the impact from AI so far?
Yeah, I mean, most definitely there isn't any conversation that we have where people aren't asking what are we doing in the company, right? And even our processes, if you think about it, how we hire people, if we're hiring them with traditional processes, people notice that. So our candidates now looking for the AI experience in their first interaction with the company. So if we don't keep up with that, people won't actually believe our stories inside. So we also have to keep on track of our employee experience processes as well. But for sure, it's in every conversation. People want to know the investment, what are the big wins. There's an expectation now that it's a level playing field. Everybody has it, but they want to know about speed. Are we going faster than the competition? Which is absolutely our intent.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, employee experience, I'm really proud looking back in 22, actually, when ChatGPT was launched. We actually were one of the very few companies who within a week were able to make this accessible to all. It was within a week. Wow. We were just launching this for our employees. right? And they had access to a safe version of ChatGPT for our use. Right? So I think that was an amazing start into that era. And now what I see a lot in interviewing people and talking to talents out there, it's just amazing what we do with AI in our science, in our operations, but also in the field with our sales reps now. And it's such an exciting place to be that, I mean, we're making my job and probably also your job pretty easy, as in attracting the right type of people and the right talent, because it's truly exciting what we do.
It is totally, and it's everywhere now. And I think you've touched on a point. I want to ask you about the AI manifesto, something that we have. You triggered at me by when I joined the company not so long ago. We had SynGBT, which we call it, and I felt so safe with that because I'm very nervous about putting anything into other tools because we don't know, we have no control over it, right? And I think there is a desire to get things done quickly, but you're just giving your data away. So SynGBT was a real sign that we care about our data, which leads me to the AI manifesto. What's that all about?
So it is making that all very explicit. Right? I mean, for the history of Syngenta, we've always had our code of conduct, right? Our guidelines of how we expect every employee to behave. This did not cover data at all in the past. Now we have a very explicit manifesto that states that we fully respect data privacy rights, for example. Right? So our growers, when they share data with us, they're in control about what happens to their data. It's their data, not ours. Right? So we also very clearly articulate that we will not leave high-stake decisions to an algorithm alone, right? But we want to keep human oversight and rely on the humans in our team to review what is happening. Right? So, and a couple of those, it's on our public internet site, so you can deep dive even more. But we are truly committed to ethical and safe use of AI and data, importantly.
And that's at the core of our company. We do it for everything, and also doing it in the space of our AI so quickly really matters to our employees. So it's great to know that it's explicit and available for everybody to read.
Exactly.
So setting up a team is something you've been given some thought about. I know we've exchanged on this, and not just setting it up, but what are the behaviors you're looking for in that team?
So that team Syngenta, first of all, that is very, very federated, as we call it. Right? So what's really important to me is that no team in this world will use AI to the maximum possibility alone.
That's true. Yeah.
So the way we're bringing this all about is hiring AI and data skills into the many various teams across the company. Yes, there is a central expert team around the CDO office, but even more importantly, there are data scientists, there are data professionals, there are AI professionals, but there are also just general business experts who just have a knack for AI that work directly in those teams that do the work on the ground with our customers, with our science. So shaping that skill across the company is a huge task that your team, my team, are very nicely collaborating in. And we're just on this journey, frankly, right? But I'm very impressed by the magnitude of talent that we've brought in across the company already.
And say more about behaviors. I mean, we've talked about, and we have a leadership framework, just to reference that, around being curious, collaborating, you just referred to that. Also about holding ourselves to account for a high standard. And the last one, which is curious, accountability, collaboration, and what's the other one?
And courage.
Courage. How could I forget that one? But courage is actually courage to try. So tell me about the behaviors in your team and how they may even link to our leadership behaviors.
So they're full on, and one of the simple reasons is that AI is not a finished product. So we will not go anywhere, buy this magic AI, and then just make a huge impact, right? We all are learning every day, and it's not just learning the tech, but it's actually learning how to use it in the most effective ways for our customers, for our company. And to do this, well, we are making mistakes, and we will continue to make mistakes. Right? We need to have this courage to do this. We constantly need to lean in. But also, and that's why I really want to emphasize the accountability, we need to create valuable results with what we're doing.
Yes.
And AI is so much fun to play with. We don't stop at playing with it.
Yeah.
We're actually changing the company, and with that changing the planet. Right? And that's where the impact actually comes, and why I'm so excited to do all this here with the team.
Yeah, and it's true, because AI gets so exciting, and playing with it is really, we all do it, right?
Yeah.
In our spare time, making art or poems, whatever it is, right? But it's not about that. It's very serious, and it really can, as you said, change the world in a very positive way. So
Yeah.
let's bring that on.
Absolutely.
So following on that is around skills and capabilities, right? So when you're hiring people in, or when you're developing people, because we're bringing our own employees on the journey, right? We don't just have to hire in. What are you looking for?
First of all, openness to do a better job through AI. Right? And again, we discussed earlier, right? AI shouldn't replace your job. I'm hiring you because I need you, the human, and I need you, the person. I believe you will be a better professional when you use the AI tools that are fit for your job. Right? And they will look different for each job. Right? So we're not hiring just the deepest AI experts. We need some of them to create our basis. But mostly we're hiring very experienced or very fresh and very junior professionals who are simply open to using AI to make themselves better, to keep learning, to keep trying new ways of doing things. I also, by the way, you will know, have a big passion for starting to do things very differently, right? And not just applying AI as a tool to just do a little bit better what we've always been doing, but just bring some creativity, bring some courage to try new ways, and AI is a great helper in doing that.
Brilliant. So one of my last questions is about, how do we stay on top? Things are moving at such a fast pace. How are we as a company staying on top on the digital skills that we actually need?
Yeah, big part of this is we constantly bring in fresh skills, of course. Right? And that's why we're always looking for great professionals and also graduates. What we do internally is a continued investment actually in the foundations that very few people talk about, and those particularly being data, the quality of our data, which doesn't show really to the outside world, but it's such a critical asset that we have that enables AI in the first place. Right? So caring for this prepares us for whatever AI technology development will bring us. It will always come back to our data and the data we have as a company. Right? So caring about that asset is a huge effort that we're constantly doing. And on top of this, of course, we are trying out new technologies, new models that are coming in, and we're developing our own solutions, including with partners, because again, I said earlier, I think we cannot do this alone, right? And we don't even want to do this alone at all. This is a team sport.
Yeah, and what you're doing is really highlighting what's great about the Syngenta Group, right? We are a really innovative company. We care about growth for ourselves, for the farmers, of course, and we really are out there to make the world a better place and to feed more people in the world, and this is our contribution to it. So for any graduates out there and people looking for new opportunities, it's the place to be, right?
Yeah, and it's fun. It's not just purposeful. I enjoy it. So.
Yeah, so have a look at our careers website. We're on Instagram. We have a website. We welcome applicants who know a lot about AI, but also people who are interested to learn, because we invest in our talent here in the company. We really care about employees as much as we care about the world that we work in. So check us out. Come see what we've got to offer, and hopefully you'll find a nice place in our company to join us. Thomas, thank you. It's been fabulous talking to you as always.
Thank you, Caroline. My pleasure.
Speak to you soon.
Talk soon.